Hello and thanks for stopping by. This is Alien Crush for the TurboGrafx 16, developed by Compile and published by NEC. I'm playing this game on a Core Graphics mini console. I always wanted a TurboGrafx 16 when I was younger, as it had a ton of games on it not available on other systems. When the three mini consoles became available, which would be the PC Engine, Core Graphics, and the TurboGrafx 16, I made sure to purchase one. I think the Core Graphics model looked the best and it had a small footprint, and I also kind of preferred the design of the controller. It's a pretty slick little system, and it suddenly makes a huge stack of games available for me to play. I went into this particular game not knowing exactly what it was. Honestly, I'd heard of this game before, but before I turned it on, I had no idea that this was actually a video pinball game. I'm a fan of video pinball, so seeing this one on the TurboGrafx was really nice. We only have one table here, and you can play it in two modes, fast or slow. You can also switch between two different potential music tracks. I don't personally have a preference to the music, they both seem fine to me. The controller for this game uses the left direction on the controller to trigger the left flipper, and the 1 button triggers the right flipper. If you press the 2 button, it will attempt to tilt the machine. When we're talking about video pinball, the first aspect of this type of game has to do with the table size, and how it's actually going to be represented on screen. Some games tend to squash the entire table onto one screen, and some games will span multiple screens. When they span multiple screens, the question becomes, how does the game handle the transition of the pinball between the two screens? I think the biggest detractor for this particular game is how it handles that transition. Basically, it just flashes to black, and then switches to the new screen. If you play this game on fast, and the ball shoots up to the top screen, you get a quick black flash and then the new screen and you continue to play, but it occurs quickly, and there are also obstacles up on that top screen, which means the pinball can hit those and quickly bounce back down to the first screen. This will get you into a situation where the pinball will be bouncing back and forth between the two screens, so you might get this black screen flashing effect as the screens keep flipping back and forth and refreshing. It's not the greatest visual effect. I am a fan of video pinball, and this one isn't bad overall, I think. Outside of this screen transition thing, the style of the table is pretty great. Usually that's the charm of a pinball table. It's the graphics or the theme. Here, we have this outer space alien theme, and they went all in on it. The table looks like a mix of alien technology and alien organics. Mostly organic, including the occasional live alien that scrambles around the screen while you play. Even the plunger does it different too. The plunger is this squid-like looking appendage on the right side of the screen. You press the 1 button and the plunger will squeeze the ball down and then launch the ball into play. The pinball bounces off a good variety of obstacles here, like alien eyes, alien heads, cocoons, skulls, there's a brain, and a bunch of, there's some other organic looking items up there too. I think this style really works here. There are plenty of vivid colors in this game, and the sounds are pretty good too, and you can rack up points fairly quickly. I know a lot of pinball games that I've played, you can lose a game fairly fast. But here I found myself getting into this one pretty quick, and I got a decent score coming out of the gates. I really like how they managed to find a way to get some additional variety in this one, in the form of mini bonus pinball games. Basically, if you play good enough, you might be able to trigger the bonus screen, which is a totally new screen. It's an open sort of a pinball table. You have 2 flippers in this one, and the center of the screen is going to be populated by something. It's maybe some arrangement of bumpers, or maybe it's an alien monster, or maybe multiple aliens. You bounce the pinball around to destroy any aliens you can, and do your best to rack up bonus points for as long as possible. If your ball drops down between the flippers, it ends the bonus level, and then your points tally and you go back to the main table. You don't lose a ball here when you do that though, it's just a bonus stage. I have to say, for the most part, Alien Crush is a pretty good pinball game. I like the ability to switch music, and the style of the table is really unique. They change up some of the basic elements, I think, by making them look organic, and I like that. Every pulsing or moving object that appears on screen or jumps out at you adds to the variety and the appeal of this one. The switching between screens is a bit of a bore, but I really like how this one plays besides that. I think there's enough interesting stuff going on with this pinball game to make you want to keep playing. Well, that's all I have for Alien Crush today for the TurboGrafx 16. This game makes me happy that I spent money tracking down this mini console. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll catch you on the next video.